Hello, my name is Greg Pesicek, and I am an Institute for Common Power Educator Ambassador and a teacher here in Central Florida for 18 years. Here's your daily truth. May 24th, 1854. We're talking about the arrest of Anthony Burns. Anthony Burns was born in Stafford County, Virginia in 1834 into a life of slavery. At about the age of 20, he had been working on hired time, making connections in the Richmond area to pursue a life of freedom in Boston, Massachusetts. Once he arrived in Boston, he erroneously mailed a letter to one of his brothers back home that was subsequently intercepted by the postmaster, hand-delivered to his enslaver, and his enslaver then marched on up to Boston to reclaim his property. The trial ensued, lasted over 9 days. One group of white and black abolitionists even came together and tried storming the courthouse to get Anthony Burns his freedom, killing a U.S. deputy marshal in the process. So the president at the time, Franklin Pierce, gets involved and sends in reinforcements, about 150 federal troops, to join up with over 1,000 state militia and to help put an end to this quote-unquote insurrection. But ultimately, it was the teeth behind what was known as the Fugitive Slave Act of 1950 that solidified Burns's fate. You see, this trumped-up version of the 1793 Fugitive Slave Act incentivized the convictions of freedom seekers by paying magistrates $10 for each ruling in favor of enslavers and only $5 for rulings in favor of African Americans. So it should come as no surprise to you that in almost 97% of these trials, the judges ruled in favor of enslavers. This highly publicized spectacle of thousands of troops armed marching this single lone African American man away from a life of freedom and into a life of slavery moved even those people who had shown no special interest in or sympathy for fugitives or slaves at the time. He then went on to spend 4 months in a Richmond jail, shackled, debilitating his health, eventually sold to an enslaver from Rocky Mount, North Carolina at the cost of $905. After a little work there, Black Bostonians, led by Reverend Leonard Grimes, mustered up $1,300 to purchase Anthony Burns's freedom. Sadly, it was pretty late in his life, and in 1862, Anthony Burns died. But on May 24th, we can look back at his life as one of a man in a relentless pursuit of freedom, and that was a catalyst for a stronger abolitionist movement in the United States for the freedom of enslaved African Americans.